Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out will you reconcile with the person on your mind, and if yes, then when. So you can see an image on your screen right now. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the pinned comment as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi Group 1, so for those of you who chose the first image, let's take a look at your oracle cards to begin with and find out whether or not you'll reconcile with the person on your mind. Before we begin the reading, I would recommend you guys to use headphones in case you aren't already, because I've noticed it'll help you with the audio in case you've been having issues. So the oracles that came out for you are Ride the Wave, Archangel Zadkiel, which says self-acceptance, compassion and forgiveness. And forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this. Then we have Spiritual Union and Perfection. Alright. So positive cards so far for you, Group 1. Okay. I can see what the problem is with you and the person on your mind. With the way Perfection is looking at spiritual union over here, I do feel like either you or them, or somewhere subconsciously both of you, have a very fixed perception of what this connection should be like, or what it should have been like, or how it should have panned out when you guys first started seeing each other or first started dating each other. But with Ride the Wave over here, this is what you should have done, but this is what was not done. So life as we know it is full of surprises, twists and turns, and perhaps whatever plan it is that either one or both of you had made or had in mind regarding the way that this connection will unfold, that did not happen. Alright? There was some probability for something, just something that was beyond your control took place in this connection, and that caused a bit of a disruption in this situation. No matter how long it has been since you guys have been in a no contact situation, no matter how long it's been since you guys have had a decent conversation with each other, spiritual union has made it very clear that you both are still connected. Even as you're watching this reading today, and no matter how many months or days or weeks or years it's been since you had your last conversation with this individual, you guys are still connected. You can still pick up on their energies. They can still pick up on your energies. In fact, with spiritual union over here, there is a huge possibility that you guys are already in a union in the 5D, and it's just a 3D union that needs to take place now, or rather a reunion, because this is a reconciliation that you're asking about. So far, for sure, this is a yes. In fact, the another message that I'm getting is that in this gap wherein you guys are not together, chances are that you could have tried dating other people, they could have tried dating other people, but it just did not stick. And I'm also noticing how there is this infinity symbol on the goblet between these two people, which just tells me the intensity of the bond that exists between you and the person they're asking about. It's for infinity. So no matter how much you stretch it, it'll get back to its original form. For sure, with forgiveness over here, and also because we have self-acceptance, I think one or both of you might have self-worth issues, and then there could have been one person in this party who did something that they're very apologetic for, but so far they haven't come forth with an apology. And I notice these yellow roses over here, and yellow roses symbolize friendship. That's what they symbolized the last time I checked. So it is quite possible that the way this happens is this individual shows back in your life, asks you for your forgiveness for whatever it is that they've done, suggests that you guys become friends first, which isn't possible because you both were and still are pretty much in love with each other. So very quickly it's going to transform from being just friends to being more than that, and it's something that it's just beyond your control. In fact, if you look at the Ride the Wave card over here, We've got these waves, we've got these dolphins, we've got this lovely. There are communication issues between you two, for sure. Sometimes it's almost as if whatever it is that you want to convey to each other is there at the tip of your tongue, but you can't just say it. You're unable to, both you and this individual. Another interesting feature about the spiritual union is that you both are more alike than you would like to admit. Whatever, okay, for instance, let's say that there are some characteristics or theirs or some habits of theirs which you don't like. But what you might not consciously admit to yourself is that in a lot of ways you too are like that, and vice versa. There might be some things about you which they don't like, but then they too have the same issues or bad habits or quirks or whatever. So getting back to the point that I was making earlier with Ride the Wave over here, once this person does re-enter your life, it'll just flow very organically. The surge of emotions, that surge of familiarity, that bond, this infinity bond over here for sure. Before you know it, you will be back to how you guys used to be before things fell apart. In fact, because we have compassion over here and forgiveness both, I honestly don't think that there's that much bad blood in this connection. You know how some breakups are extremely horrible and toxic, right? But I'm not seeing any such dark or necessarily negative energy in your pile, group 1. So I do feel like till date, you both have a soft corner for each other, which is why whether it's you who has to ask for forgiveness or whether it's them who has to ask for forgiveness, the other person will be able to forgive easily because they have that compassion and they have that bond, and there is also a lot of sincerity. So if they do come back and apologize and you think that they're just bluffing, they don't really mean it, that's not true. They do mean it. They mean it from the bottom of their heart if they come back and apologize, which, like I said, for a lot of you, that's basically what's going to happen. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the 9 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and the Magician. You or this person might be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag. See, this is the thing. With the Magician over here, somewhere consciously or subconsciously, both of you are manifesting this reunion. Both of you want to come back in each other's lives. And so that will happen. With the 3 of Cups over here, definitely you and this individual are going to reconcile, whether this is a lover, whether this is a friend, some estranged family member, whatever the situation is, reconciliation is going to take place. 9 of Wands over here, and again, this just this depicts struggle, but the energy that I'm picking up for you today over here is of helplessness, like more like you being an onlooker and the situation being out of your control, which brings me back to the energy that I was tapping into earlier, that the way in which things fell apart in this connection could have been a situation that was not in your control and most likely not in their control either. In fact, it's also possible with the 9 of Wands that for some time both of you tried to keep holding on to the connection, especially if this was something that got converted into long distance or whatever, but it became difficult after a point. With 9 of Wands over here and then immediately the 3 of Cups, right now you and this person both might be of the opinion that reconciliation is not going to come easy, and a bunch of questions and this whole forgiveness thing, and we just have to clear out the air and whatnot. Basically, you guys might be fearing it right now. Like a part of you might be fearing it, but it seems very seamless, so to speak, especially because we have Ride the Wave as your first card. It's not going to be as difficult as you think or you fear it's going to be. And another thing, now you might be sitting over here today watching this reading and simultaneously wondering, oh, I'm sitting over here, I'm asking about whether or not we'll reconcile. Who knows? What if they don't even think about me, and what if they don't want to reconcile? But that's not true, because we have the Magician right underneath the 2 of Cups. So whatever you're feeling, they're feeling too. If you are manifesting reconciliation, so are they. They want to get back together with you just as much as you want to get back together with them. And honestly, because we have spiritual union over here and then the Three of Cups, I don't think there was any third person involved between you guys. I don't think that there was any cheating or anything involved. In fact, with Nine of Wands over here and Three of Cups, for most of you, this third party was a situation which, again, like I've been saying, was not something that you guys could have done anything about. And so you just had to go with the flow back then. Okay, so now that we have seen that for this pile reconciliation is a possibility, let's try asking Spirit if they can give us some clues regarding when this reconciliation might happen. So we have the Sun over here. And the Nine of Swords. Look at this, the point that I was making earlier, Group 1, that you guys are fearing this right now. You think it's not going to be easy. You think it might not happen. But with the Nine of Swords and the Sun, you have no reason to be afraid. You have no reason to worry. Because what it is that you're manifesting and what it is that you want will happen. So this is a general and a timeless reading. For a lot of you with the Nine of Swords over here, I do feel like within the next 9 weeks, this reconciliation should take place. But for some of you, it can stretch to July or August of next year, of 2024, I mean. But the outcome for sure with the Sun over here is good. All right. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or my email to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, if you guys chose the second image, let's take a look at your oracle cards first to find out whether or not the person on your mind will reconcile. And before we begin the reading, I would request you to use headphones in case you're having any difficulties with the audio. So the cards that came out for you are encouragement. Then we have journey guide, which says travel, change in location. We have harmony, which is the lover's energy. And we have rejection with all these floaty heads around the guy. All right. Right off the bat, the person that you're asking about might currently be living at a lot of physical distance from you. Not for all of you, but for most of you, I do feel like this individual currently lives in a different city, state, or most likely a different country. It's very clear over here with the energy of the lovers and their encouragement that you both are very dear to each other. No matter how long it's been since you guys last spoke, whether this is something that you're asking about after weeks or months or years, the way that their hands are still, like this. So this tells me that that connection is still there. Oh, okay, so I've also been, I'm being told that there are a lot of you today in this group who keep on asking yourself or some reader, is this all just in my head? Am I imagining this, or does this connection actually exist? Do they also feel the same things as I do? So your answer is, it's not just in your head. This connection is as real as it gets. A lot of you might be seeing repeating twos as we're speaking, or you might have seen it a couple of times today. Now here's the thing though. We have encouragement and we have rejection. This is telling me that the person that you're asking about, the people that they hang out with, or the people that they live with or they associate with, there's a mixed influence basically. There are many people on your team who want you and this individual to get back together. Although I'm being told that these people might be the friends that your person has made in that other city or state or country. So you might not know who these individuals are, or maybe you've just seen their names or seen their faces on social media. You haven't really ever interacted with them. There's no connection that you have with those people, but they know the story, they know the backstory, they know what's going on. And I'm also being told, and especially the way their eyes are locked, that what your person feels for you is something that they're not able to hide. And especially once they start talking about you, the emotions just wash over their face. It's very evident by the look on their face, by their eyes, the intensity of their voice, that they mean business when they're talking about getting back together with you, or when they're discussing you with these individuals. So there are a handful of people who want your person to get back together with you and who are giving them that guidance. In fact, I can see this airplane over here. So it's almost as if there are people who are nudging your person to fly back to you, to go back to you. But we also have rejection on the other side. And like I pointed out, there are all these floaty heads around your person. So it seems like for every one good person who encourages your person that you're asking about to come back to you, there are 2 or 3 people who don't want that. What these people's problem is from you, I have no idea. Maybe they're the kind of people who like to keep your person under their control, and therefore they want your person to only do what it is that they think is right, and to only be with someone whom they think is right. It's also possible, especially with journey guide over here, and somewhere this energy also, that there might be some differences in you, between you and the person that you're asking about. Not just physical differences like they're tall and you're short, but like proper socio-economic differences. Maybe they come from wealth and you don't, or your religions are different, or their family is very orthodox, yours is very liberal, whatever the case might be. In fact, with journey guide over here and rejection, I don't feel like the decision of them pulling away from you was something that came from their heart. It couldn't have. It just couldn't have. The way that this connection stands so strong over here, especially my mind keeps going back to guide and rejection. So I do feel like somebody else was pulling the strings and your person was merely a puppet. And at that time, they were just doing what they had been instructed to do. Stop talking to group 2, delete their number, they're not good for you, you'll bring shame upon us, XYZ, n number of things could have been said to them. And encouragement over here, when I look at this giraffe and then this baby giraffe, I honestly feel like when you guys grew apart, you could have been very young at that time. And even if you weren't numerically young, maturity definitely could have been towards the lower end of the spectrum. And they thought that whoever these people are, they're just looking out for me, and I should trust them. Whatever it is that they're asking me to do, they're asking me to do for my own good. But as your person blossomed into their own self, into their own being, they realized how wrong these people are. They realized that this entire separation was so unnecessary, and it was basically somebody else's will coming out of their mouth. It's not even something that they wanted to begin with. So the situation currently is that a reconciliation is definitely possible over here with the lovers, and there are a lot of people asking your person to go back to you, as we can already see. But the opposing forces are still there, A, and B, now this fear of rejection stands prominent in your person's energy also, considering the fact that they're the ones who'd left. So now this fear arises that after so many weeks or years or months, if I decide to randomly show up in group 2's life again, what is the guarantee that they will take me back? What if this time around now they reject me? Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Emperor. If you think you're on that journey, I would like to point out that for a lot of you, this might be a case of twin flames coming into a union. Anyway, the broader message over here for sure with Temperance and the Lovers is that reconciliation is a huge possibility, like I've already said. Plus, the message that I was getting earlier regarding them being at that age or time when other people were telling them what to do and now they've blossomed into their own being, that's very evident over here with the difference in the Knight and the Emperor as well. Back when the separation or the no contact situation happened, or when this connection first fell apart, your person was merely a Knight. And then as the years went by, or as time went by, they are now sitting in this mighty energy of an Emperor. They're very clear of who they are now. They know what it is that they want. They know who it is that they want, which is you. And so it's very difficult to sway their opinions now. Something that had worked earlier upon them, do this, don't do that, that's not going to work with them anymore. In fact, with Temperance over here and the Emperor's energy, your person is so mature and so level-headed right now, they don't need anybody to tell them what to do and what not to do. They can make all those decisions themselves, and they make all the right decisions too. With Temperance over here, definitely the intention of your person is extremely clear, that they want to get back together with you. They want to wash out all the bad blood. They want to restore harmony, peace and balance in their connection with you. But with the Knight of Pentacles, they will be slow in their approach. So if you think that they're just going to magically show up overnight, that might not happen, because they will make slow yet steady strides towards you. Somewhere I feel like with rejection, the fear of you turning them down still exists. So that might explain why they want to take things slowly. But with the Emperor being at the forefront, they're not kidding. This time around, when they show up in your life, they're not kidding. Like they're not here just for a fling or just for something short term. This is now like that forever kind of commitment, like marriage or living with each other forever and ever, having kids, raising a family. That's what they're looking for. In fact, with Temperance over here and the Emperor, I'm being told that the person on your mind has found a way to strike a balance between what their family expects from them versus what it is that they want for themselves. So they might have come up with a solution wherein they can follow their heart and yet at the same time not be outright disrespectful to their family or their community. So of course right now we don't need to bother ourselves too much knowing, oh, what is that solution? Because honestly, that's for them to figure out. And I can see over here with Temperance that they are on it. In fact, a lot of them have already figured it out. What's for you to know is that reconciliation will happen, provided you let it happen, because we do have the card of rejection over here. So some of you might not be open to the idea. You or this person might be a Taurus or a Capricorn or an Aries or even a Gemini. So now, 11-11, as I just said that. Okay. So now that we know that reconciliation is a possibility, let's find out from Spirit if they can tell us anything about when this reconciliation might happen. Something about you not getting too occupied with this is the first thing that I heard. Alright. Now, oh, look at this. So we have the 7 of Swords over here with Strength. So for sure, even when this separation had taken place, what you were not aware of was that it wasn't their decision. And they were under somebody else's control or somebody else's influence, or the terminology that I had used. They were just a puppet. And this is what they will reveal to you when they come back to you. When they come back to you, they will tell you that the reason why I left wasn't because I wanted to or because I fell out of love with you, because that's not true. With how many of you, definitely you guys are still connected. It's because at that time, I did not know any better. I wasn't given a choice and I thought that that's what I'm supposed to do. So I just like followed those instructions, followed those orders, because I did not know a way out back then. Now I do. Now I'm sitting at a position, I am at that place in my life where I cannot be ordered around anymore. So it's definitely going to start with some sort of revelation that comes your way. Although honestly, by now, thanks to readings or whatever, or probably even intuitively, you might have already known that this was the actual reason. Anyway, coming back to the timing aspect of it, remember that this is a general and timeless reading. So most likely for a lot of you, 7 weeks from whenever you see this video is when you both might come into reconciliation. But for a lot of you, and quite similar to Piles 1's energy actually, 2024's July or August might be the time around which you guys get back together in a more proper sense. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or my email to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so if you guys chose the third image, let's take a look at your oracle cards first to find out whether or not you'll reconcile with the person on your mind. And before we start the reading, I'd like to point out that in case you're having any issues with the audio, please use headphones. So the cards that came out for you are Wizard of Awareness, then we have Kinship, which says community, your group. You guys might be seeing a lot of repeating threes. Yeah, then we have Transformation and Joy. 333 actually is what you might have been seeing of late, group 3. Okay. With Wizard of Awareness over here, one thing is very certain about you, group 3. You guys have been giving this a lot of thought. Should I get back together with the person on my mind or not? What good will come out of it? What are the ways, just like weighing the pros and cons. And I think this topic in general has been sitting in your mind a lot of late. You might have been watching multiple readings on this or just talking to a lot of people about it. And there's a reason behind it. Because with Kinship over here, now I'm getting two messages. Either the person that you're asking me about has suddenly resurfaced in your life and they're acting very warm and very friendly and very welcoming and very sweet with you, and you are running your mind at full capacity trying to understand what's the reason behind it, why are they suddenly being so good to me. You're trying to crack any possible code that exists over there. And then the second reason is because if there are any mutual friends between you and the person they're asking about, those guys might have suddenly started discussing this individual with you. And somewhere you know that this isn't random. And because we have Wizard of Awareness over here, definitely you guys are very, very intuitive. So if these mutual friends have suddenly started discussing this individual a lot, you are getting an inkling that it's most likely because this person has asked my friends to do so. They want to get some information about me, or they want to test the waters. Maybe that's why they've asked all these people to, get me to talk about them. But what I love about your energy, group 3, is that it's so peaceful and good and just pumped up and peppy at the moment with Joy over here. You are dancing to the beat of your own drum. You are so engrossed and happy, living in a bubble. You really like where you are in life right now. You might not be living in a palace. You might not be, bathing in dollars or whatever, but you're content. You've achieved that. You've unlocked contentment, which is very difficult for a lot of people to get. And you seem to be in a very, very good space. In fact, with Transformation over here in Wizard of Awareness, it's quite possible that your stance on this connection has taken a twist, a turn. What I mean by that is that it's quite possible that up until, let's say, 5-6 months ago, all you could think of was reconciliation with this person. But now, that's probably not even the last thing on your mind. The reason why you're tuned into this reading today is perhaps because this is something that used to bother you in the past, but it doesn't anymore. And so maybe you just thought, I'll just give it a watch. Let's see what comes. But transformation has made it very clear that most of you today don't actually have any intention of romantically reconciling with this person. And if this isn't any romantic person or romantic connection that you were asking about, even if it was just a friend, like an ex-friend, you are not in the mood to get as closer to them as you used to be earlier. So if that's not you, then this isn't your pile, because whoever group 3 belongs to, these guys, you guys are just vibing on your own. You don't need the person that you're asking about, honestly. In fact, with Wizard of Awareness over here, transformation and joy, I am strongly getting this energy that when you used to be in a couple with this person, they could have been very dictatorial in their attitude towards you, always telling you what to wear, always telling you where to go, how to behave, what to watch, what not to watch, whom to hang out with and whom not to. And it's like you had to become somebody else for their sake, for their appeasement. And now that they're no longer an active part of your life, you have finally been able to drop that act. You have finally been able to drop that mask and blossom into your true self. And your true self is vibrant, it's happy, it's shiny, it's radiant, it's alive. You are now actually living group 3, contrary to just existing with this person in the past. If at all there is any age gap between you and the person that you're asking about, they could have 9 out of 10 times used that as an excuse. I'm older than you, so I know better, and you should just simply do what it is that I'm asking you to do. Maybe for a lot of you, this is some estranged family member of yours, like some older sibling or some older cousin of yours who used to behave like this. I'm also being told with transformation and joy that this individual, okay, and this is a tad bit serious, when you were in a relationship with this person or when you were deeply associated with them, they could have lied to you about a lot of things. How do I explain? As if they were some conspiracy theorist, like, this is how this happens and you shouldn't really go to these places because the people over there are like this and that and whatnot. But then once you got out of this connection and you started exploring on your own, you got out and about on your own, you realized that there is so much more to this world that was being hidden from you. And there is so much about the way the world functions that they had lied to you about, and that's actually not the case at all. An example, or the thing rather, that I just heard is that they could have simply lied to you about the next door neighbors. They're very bad people and you should never interact with them. But then when they moved out, or when you moved out and happened to be in the neighborhood, one fine day you just decided to drop in and say hi, and they were the sweetest people that you could have ever met. So basically what I mean is that they used to try to paint your perceptions according to what they believed in, which is wrong. They should have let you choose. They should have let you decide. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Knight of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. So one thing is certain, this individual is coming back in your life at full speed over here. But with the 9 of Pentacles over here, I am not seeing you giving your consent to reconcile with them. I honestly feel like you're going to turn them down. They're coming galloping towards you at full speed, and you're going to bring that horse to a crashing halt when you say, I'm going to stop you right there. And I also love how the Nine of Pentacles is behind the Ace of Pentacles, and then behind the Nine of Pentacles, you have basically the lineup over here tells me that somewhere along this period of you transforming and blossoming into your true self and whatnot, and in fact even finding your soul tribe over here with kinship, you have come to the realization that you were actually settling for less. You were settling for someone who did not deserve you at all. And now with the Ace of Pentacles over here, you know what you're worth. You know the kind of lover that you're worthy of. You know what it is now that you want from a relationship, from a partnership, or even from a family unit. And so you will turn your back towards anything which you feel is less than that. You're not going to compromise anymore. You're not going to settle for anything lesser than this now. So they are going to come and they will offer reconciliation to you. Some of you might accept it, free will rules at the end of the day, but most of you are going to turn this person down. And what's interesting is that with the Ace of Pentacles over here, the re-entry of this individual can coincide with the arrival of someone new in the picture. And whoever this new person is, they are the one who seem to be more of a worthy match for you. And so it'll be very easy for you to choose between your past and your present, and you'll definitely choose your present. You or the person that you're asking about might be Taurus, Capricorn, or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Alright, so now that we know in your case you aren't that inclined towards reconciliation, let's see what it is that Spirit would like you to know. For those of you who are inclined towards reconciliation, like I said in the beginning, this is not a pile for you, so you can consider watching one or two instead. Ooh, this is nice. So we have the Chariot over here with the 10 of Pentacles, and we did have the Ace of Pentacles for you earlier. So definitely group 3, you needn't worry. You can cut your losses quite easily. So as I was saying, you can cut your losses very easily if you want to, because sooner rather than later, with the Chariot over here and the 10 of Pentacles, the person that's actually meant for you, the person whom you will be settling down with, starting a family with, having kids with, and all that jazz, lovely, beautiful energy, they are on their way to you. So your actual divine counterpart, the yin to your yang, is on their way to you. And so it's a good thing now that while they're in alignment with you, you have finally let go of your past. All right. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or my email to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.